Another morning again inside we had. Plenty things then they happen. I wonder how sneeze again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wahala now we had, let's just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for eat in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they like, especially when they cook the soup or plasas where they like pass all. So now that make we dey bring to you this program wey we call Colores, as we dey look at different story dem na the front page and inside the newspaper. So no forget to join we 8 a.m. salon time from Monday to Friday, both Facebook and YouTube. Usai we go bring to una different guests dem wey dey can help for talk about the newspaper. We are channel for the people, the voice of the voiceless.
Good morning to another beautiful edition of the program Colors. Yes, plenty people get different way how they like for it, and well, it depends on the kind sauce. I mean the plasas or the soup where they really like. Now that they give them the real enjoyment way they want. Well, let me say this particular Colors where the post or the sauce where this post like it be for say that particular post where cook am. It play and sober one inside there. Well, you no go regret at all. Now that system where it be for say the colors they done, you still lick your mouth. For or you reach one time if you want for pinchy am. For not done at all. Well, we can't see today waiting exactly we guest don't prepare for we inside the program this morning. Well, one for the saw yesterday, the colors not be mutant, say tin not to alter where they cook. And if you not cook, how you go keep colors? You not cook the day before the morning. Colors go there. No, now only when you cook. In fact, when enough, now you left forget colors. Remember, now 100 or 001. You know what I mean? For you get 101. It's not easy. Even some of we say for the work, it's not really easy. But notwithstanding, we got a lot of papers that we don't come inside the program for you this morning. Remember, say this is a program we are on YouTube and on Facebook. We get a target for each 100,000 subscribers by this December. So they talk. We get 61,093. You guys are wonderful. You're awesome. Una really they do well. So if you don't subscribe to the channel, you can be ambassador for we. Share this particular link to somebody and tell them why you like this particular channel. You know, so we not can tell you what you for tell personality. It depends on what you see and how you get them. So please tell somebody why you like this channel. And on Facebook, family na Facebook, how they do? Una kushebo. Una self una they do very well. As we talk now, we don't go 32,000 on Facebook. Wonderful. Una really they try. Well, if you there, the biggest target for this December me birthday, December the channel in birthday, and on January, inside January, you get Bible in your birthday. So please, if you didn't have Facebook, no hesitate to, not aram at all. Come over na YouTube, subscribe, turn on the notification bell and go. Because sometimes there's something when they pop up na YouTube and not the can have Facebook at all. So please, help we follow we get this we aim or we target for each 100,000 this December. We get a long way for go. We still get something like 39,000 for there we go. So please, I know something I can do because anything where we decide for do now this particular platform, nothing not the stop way. So please make sure say you do one for we now. Anyway, this is the program correct. My name na Sembe Pierre, the freedom fighter. Okay, so now we go and start the ball rolling. Let me begin to see waiting we get today as a pick for the different newspaper them. You know, this na colors, the paper them we don't cook. So we just watch and see everything they get. So let we see how best we can for put things in place and see waiting are the things them we can do. So for that, we're going now to the first paper inside the program this morning. The first one they take inside the program this morning, now the Times newspaper get one very big headline. Wait, let's just project them for you this year. Because you know finally I just explain. Finally this year for you yourself. The Times newspaper, now this is let's see. Just hold on. Let's just see something. Yes, I organize the business. Fine one. Because the kitchen don't set. I smell some things and they come out from the kitchen. Wow, this is yummy. Anyway, so let's see what's in the first ingredient what they put today for prepare the colors. The Times newspaper, let's just get them for you. Proper one, you see I'm fine one. So you follow attack as we dey go. Along the way, let's go the Times newspaper. What you say? Okay, the Times newspaper gets a very big banner headline, and this nothing where there are plenty people in mind. The Times newspaper gets the banner headline where say, "Bring back our national culture." Wow. This one is a with 6% increase from 2020 profit, Rokel Commercial Bank makes astonishing dividend payments. They get orange honors OSVP winner. Well, this and other story then there for you inside the Times newspaper. Of course, you get stop press at the top. You get two exciting. You say Public Health Commission boss on the spotlight, and you get judiciary on the spotlight over Lebanese national jihad swayed bail condition and 25% security service. Sorry, $25 security service fee is not a tax. This is another thing and day for you inside. Well, one interesting picture where they get now this bring back our national culture. You get different odele. I mean different table. You get oje. You get the one like you say we own normal tradition. You get the one like in dance different paddle and other things. When you can't talk about this inside the program, let's go to the next speak for this particular morning. We get the next paper when at the Salon Compass. He said the atrocities of SLPP, the Sabagota of corruption, and the Wakabot president. You get another one say over parcel of land at Mango Brown. You get father and son-in-law in alleged fraud. You get this and other story then there for you inside the Salon Compass. And then you get the next pick for this particular morning. Now the Night Watch. Night Watch gets big one we say get out. Wife and co. Living La Vida Loca. Then you get another one say SLPP budget disappoints police officers and security threats. This is another story there for you inside the Night Watch newspaper. Next one where we get for you inside the program this morning gets for do with the Concord Times. Concord Times newspaper say SLRAS remembers Wellington fire victims. Others. Then you get President Bio unveiled Chinese military aid to Sierra Leone, and then they say as it records 88.8 billion profit, Rokel Commercial Bank pays over 17 billion dividend to shareholders. And then you get Orange Sierra Leone celebrates international OSVP winner and fashion Nigerian teens and conservation group turning trash into treasure. This another story there for you inside the Concord Times newspaper. And then let me see. Yes, I think these are the few papers them where we get this morning. Let's just see. I think I will get another one. Let's just take you off the screen and watch something quick. We get another one where we actually yes, let's see. The program now could rest where they come to you from we are on YouTube and on Facebook. Okay, yes, things in the paper that the one and this one we get this morning. Okay, plenty of people them they late for come out, so this is the one that we able for lay we hand this morning inside the program. So if that be the case, we go straight and begin talk to we guests. Let we can see waiting exactly it gets for we inside the program today. Well, we guess now somebody where they say corruption business, it don't the team up before tranga one. This we guessed, even if you don't want that kind of introduction, they now so it look like normal. This now one of the first journalists we ever raised the alarm for sake of corruption business under this particular government. Well, now the journalist this where we be get from him again, we say because he blow the alarm say corruption there inside this particular government and point in finger tranga one particular big guy inside the room. Them been kidnap him according to them. Police them, they actually call him, say then get advert. But it not be no saying a police and a journalist advert, the joke with them. So by the time they go see who side this advert there, how they can pull this advert at the motorcar, then just grip and behind him back and put her inside like when the thief anything from person. They can't go on CID, it go take some time they only for let them know say this particular man they not get reason for all because if they try for blow one big gone for take one bomber, big time corruption. When are the first corruption and they will begin get? Well, this particular person, they write for one newspaper where they call Times Sierra Leone, Times SL newspaper. And he now the publisher for that particular newspaper day. This particular person gets experience for journalism, for the practice of journalists for rights inside the country. And interestingly, I been not the collate this person here, so the way how he can lay in story them. Well, I not feel say you will regret them at all, because this person here for prepare in news and prepare other things them where they of interest to you. I think the number one. A name Nasalio Tijan Jallo. People them or incomping them or other people them where Sabiam can call them Salty. My brother, good morning and welcome to Colres on YouTube and on Facebook. Now this platform we are.
Thank you, my brother, Mr. Ali Sisi, for having me this morning. Good morning to the viewers and listeners of this popular WeArt program called Colres. I'm one of the admirers of WeArt, and this is my first time of coming online. I really appreciate this opportunity when I don't give me, because ever since there has been that issue of that big time issue that we mentioned about, I've been on stay off the media for so long. Local media, then they call me for interviews, and I declined for go on TV, I declined for go on radio as a result of one or two reasons, because I don't be a subject of public targets ever since that issue they've been come up. And only God and in which I don't go through as a media person in this country and as a human rights activist and somebody waiting out for the truth. And God knows me, a person will always like for the truth. I really appreciate, and I will try my best to make the listeners and viewers them get the best out of me on this program.
Okay,
thanks so very much, my dear brother.
One follow you do. We go really want to see you and collect you as you talk. But one thing, yes, lights they come up behind you where they make we not see you face fine at all. So if you can turn small bit away from the light, it go fine for let we enjoy the kind colors where we eat this morning. Little bit no more, small more. Wow, you watch them very well. One more, small more, small more, small more, small more. Little bit, perfect, correct.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
All right. So,
thank you, dear brother.
Yes. The first question I want to ask you get for do with the program Colres. So, when last you eat Colres? The first question now.
Yeah,
when last you eat Colres?
When
last time when you eat Colres?
I can't remember. You know, say Colres, I think they will grab up with.
Yes.
Ever since we born, when we grab up, when we even go school in the morning, Colres we eat. We eat Colres for going to school. We not even forget that this day, we not even get lunch chef. You go there via food, you go school. So this na this day, remember, we don't have a bag there. When you don't eat Colres in the morning, then you get to have a bag. We go to school. So you don't see why it's Colres.
You will be but my fine one, you face the shine.
Exactly. Yeah,
all right. So let's say okay, we can shine now. So the foot all where you watch, if you put can to watch yourself in the same face.
Yes, exactly.
But I see one video once where you make a member early morning school. One bobo, time for go school. What? He just wear uniform. He go now. They take water. They wash in food, wash in hand. So he go wait for go school. You do that kind of pattern there.
We pass through all lengths in a day. Come on. These are things that we.
Now this like you say.
Part of food with the camel.
Yes. Now only legend. Now I'm going able for understand what exactly they talk. Oh, that go through the hard way.
Always say they will do Yeah. The most difficult moments then,
yeah. All right, so who's one of your best sauce where you like pancolias?
The best sauce pancolias na cassava leaf.
Oh, yeah.
Na cassava leaf, we don't mix them, eh? That cow, we make it up now. Well, my granny, he be used for that one in the morning. He don't want the colors for me. We don't want the morning, the colors to go eat for before you go to school. And they tell you,
so
remember the colors.
What's in are this thing with Salon people and cassava leaf colors? Why always people and the amount of people who really like cassava leaf? Plenty. You know, easily you see somebody who go say it's either when it's interest the bond or sometimes traditionally get some 1-2 things. But apart from that, the white colors always they stand out. What's the exact one I can enjoy?
Colors get a unique quality where the rest you don't sleep. Where one man a morning, where the hot, a morning where they eat some. You feel fresh about some. It gets a quality, sometimes it's all they can cook them. The taste way they get, the way they don't sleep with a man a morning. The taste will be unique past the way you can get. So now the reason I think people like colors in this country.
So I open a colors you can give na cassava leaf colors you can give this morning.
By God in power, I will try. I will try for you a good cassava leaf.
All right. So the first one, by the way, the top line, the top paper in headline we will take now the issue of this Honorable Chernoh Maju where they say APC demands for audit into the voter register. But we will start with this particular pick. They say charity begins at home. If us not sell you, teeth not go buy you. So if that be the case, we take this one when at the Times newspaper, when at the first pick for this particular morning. And this paper again, like I say, get one very big banner headline. Where they say big banner headline means at the center of attraction that one day. Where they say bring back our national culture. This now you publish this particular paper. Why this paper they carry this big banner headline, bring back our national culture?
Aliu, to start with, thank you so very much for giving me this opportunity. Why are they say bring back our national culture? Others when are religious people will feel on the other hand say, why me for advocates for let devil business come back in Sierra Leone? Me I'm a Muslim, I'm not joining devil, I'm not joining no society in the first place. But your culture and your culture. And some of them culture there, Martina who don't born meat. Years back, people only practice them in our country. Even if you know they, but there are other people where they get their livelihood from being culture there. There are other people where they get happiness from their culture there. Everybody, as human being, we get what we like, what we dislike. You understand? So, in essence, the reason why we decide for lead this story, we don't see when culture don't begin to die in this country. There are people like when they get the festive season, so we get borders them from the diaspora. So on the left, America, England, any side of the world, for come, if you for can dance paddle, they can for can dance paddle. So on the left, if you for can dance lantern, they can for can dance lantern. So on the left, specifically, you for can dance gladiators, because we come up from the east. And gladiators, we get people over the left, America, Canada, they can purposely for can dance gladiators. So some of them see are all done missing. They don't miss in our society, and people they see say there is need for bringing back their culture there. It don't necessarily mean say if you get masquerade, that means say your religion don't die or whatnot. You can still be a good Muslim or a good Christian, irrespective of the fact that your religious rights or your religious belief, you don't get anything to do with culture. So when they see the Westman, then they practice the new culture, but in Africa, especially Sierra Leone, we try for throw away your culture and we try for inculcate the Western culture. So to me, as I say, there is need for bring back the Sierra Leone culture. There is need for bring back things that would make Sierra Leoneans them feel good. There is need for bring back things that would make Sierra Leoneans they remember in the past. Now so will be small, now so will go through the here, and then where will they get to livelihood, and then where will they get happiness. So as I say, there is need, and for the fact that since President Julius Maada came to power over 4 years ago, we see say it takes a decision that way at the end of the day, you stop the livelihood of people there within the Western area and some other area within the North. But you just say, okay, you ban devil not for commodities, but if they're gonna bond, if they pull devil. So if you ban devil, you say devil not for commodities. If you go bond, why you allow devil to come on a bond? If you go, but why devil to come on a board? Okay, nema. So these are some of the concerns that people have done raised over the years. See, you need for bringing back the culture. The masquerade people let me enjoy. Now just parts of livelihood people will not enjoy. That masquerade, the people will come out, people will come out. So Monday, now when suppose you don't take 5-10 years, you know, see, when that part only come out, it is seen as this way they do enjoyment. Some man there, somebody we don't know for long, but too long, they don't see that the only program they see them posting them, they can talk, it's a feel good. Then they get a feel good effect. Say, I don't see Ali Usisi for the past 5 years, I don't see. See, I see Ali in a fleet, he said the dance part of lessons the day. So that person gets that feel good effect. And like all the country difficult, so how things more now. If you bring in laws the way the more the people, the more they go down well with the people. These are the minds of the people that they talk. These are the hearts of the people that they talk. There are people who just believe, see, irrespective of the fact that Sierra Leone, my country where they know for me, a secular state where we get Muslims and Christians that they practice freely, but you know, block the culture where people will only enjoy over the years. Like what I say, Aliu, for let people not get me wrong, me not join them. I'm not joining no society. Yes, but I just see and say it's the right of people to forget their own enjoyment, it's the right for people to forget their own happiness. So even if you stop the masquerade, what's in the essence of stopping the masquerade, where over the years people don't enjoy it? What's in the essence of stopping all those lantern parade, where over the years people didn't enjoy it? So at the end of the day, people they see and say, there is need already government bring back the national culture, let people get their happiness. People don't believe in their culture there, let them continue to enjoy their culture there. So if you ask me, these are the reason why we would decide to take the lead story on that one.
Yeah, I think something the way I pick out where now the issue of the caretaker bill, like where they go out so free tongue, you know, you go say the dance different double them, but when people them one for pull double on their own, then they stop them. Then go tell you say no, they're not acceptable. They don't ban all of them things in there. Anyway, the Times newspaper, who's them you paper can come
out? I mean, I used to come out on a daily basis every day, but now I scale down because you know of the economic situation. So I can come out 3 and 4 times a week now. Because you say 5 days we get in the week for when I work in this. Mm-hmm. So I can make it 3 and 4 times a week. So I can come out.
All right.
As a result of the economic situation.
All right. So, okay, we'll go to the next pick for this particular morning. This pick gets actually for do with the issue we get now. We get to do with the topic. This one, let me just project this one for you see let people actually see what exactly I for say. It gets a very big banner headline. The Salon Compass say atrocities of SLPP, the Samba gutter of corruption, and the Wakabot president. Now, like I introduce you, you're now one of the first journalists where, if not the only, where begin for blow serious corruption case. Well, where people could say it's corruption allegation, because we see in that particular case there, we see now there we begin see the down side of Ben Kelfala, we come and defend the chief minister by then when I be Professor David Francis. Yes, and then we see from then and there a lot of big things that we get for do with government official. When a big party picking them, David, I will see Ben Kelfala, they always defend them, and even the caretaker don't come out. They tell you they do in 3 years defend the woman on corruption allegation them, where they show a lot of evidence them. So this particular headline, atrocities of SLPP, the Samba gutter of corruption, and the Wakabot president. The Samba gutter mean now serious thing now. What do you make up of corruption right now?
Thank you, my brother, Mr. Ali Usisi. I believe what's in the writer they try to explain. They try to explain about the corruption we they under this current dispensation. This current government represents themselves like for say their sins. Irrespective of the fact that we all know see there have been corruption going on in this country, but this current government, they pick more on the previous government. And then pick on the previous government to the extent that even the former U.S. ambassador in this country, Ambassador Maribriwa, there was a time he told the Anti-Corruption Commission. He said, no, he said, this is not the way to fight corruption. He said, if you want to fight corruption, you cannot be looking at the opposition or the previous government, and then you fail for look inwards. He said, if you fight corruption, look inwards. Look inwards. But to be candid between me and you, we've not seen corruption fights being taken serious as it's happened under the days of the previous government. This idea isn't for sure that, and I will justify that, because under the previous government, we don't see issues of corruption that come up. Ministers were sent to Panemba. Ministers were sacked as a result of corruption allegation. Ministers were detained. And you know, all of the issues, if I say I can name names of corruption issues,
so plenty people will get way how they want for challenge you on that, especially when they look at the MCC. Oh, corruption, 99 or 100% pass. You know, this government don't really try, because the last government, not really passed the thematic lead or thematic area of corruption. So this government don't try, and they really don't try past the last regime. Plenty people go argue you as a journalist.
Let me tell you something, Aliyu. Me, MCC reports and some of the reports that you see that they put out, you were there at the ground, you know what's in the people in the field. And when people go and doctor a report, they sit in a room, they write a report, and if you ask them the methodology used for writing the report, they're not going to bring out anything to you, because at the end of the day, me and you know, say, Sierra Leone people will suffer, and me and you know the reality on the ground. So even when somebody they try to present Sierra Leone in the better light, you don't know, say, then can report here and report here, then do them just because and try for clean the name of the government or the country for let them get support from international community. But the reality on the ground, there are people on the ground, we have diplomats, we have international organizations on the ground, we know the situation. Most of the newspapers really come out for the day, then they send some of them papers, they are out. So even if they tell you what MCC puts out a report, say we don't cross A, B, C, D, try to let you know first whether these reports, they are factual. Those who are the people we present the report here to MCC, because now based on the feedback the MCC they get, now on that they write, then you report about Sierra Leone. But on the other hand, Aliyu, you and me know say things not go well for the people of this country. You and me know say the worst situation now in Sierra Leone and in the face with. You and me know say corruption they are the highest peak right now, and you and me know say even the president's not enough strong for fight corruption. Why I say the president not enough strong for fight corruption? We don't get cases of corruption where it don't happen, where the media they bring out people them way involved in corruption. Unlike the previous government, we've seen issues when ministers we are charged to courts. There were ministers who were sacked, like for the cocaine case under Anes Baikuma, the first cocaine play we can in this country. We see what's happening where Kemosis was the Minister of Transport and Aviation. At the time, he was sacked. And Escoma sacked him for letting him give chance to the investigation. You understand? Until they investigate the issue, they exonerate him if we bring a comeback now in government. We see the issue we get for with Richard Conte, when I be chief of staff at the time, when that similar issue became. And Escoma will make them pull her out. They pull her out, they investigate her until later they can prove and say the man was innocent. We see the issue of Afsa Sukaba, when he begins for that income electric project and some other things. FCC indict Afsa Sukaba, and Afsa Sukaba be senior minister at the APC government at the time. But the FCC indicted her. She was indicted, and with the corruption allegation and so on, Afsa Sukaba, then we convict her. Okay. Even though later,
if they appeal, for example, they will argue, say, well, things like this as well don't they happen. Look, the issue of this Alpha Timbo, you know, then send them to court until when anti-corruption withdraw the case back, say they're not getting enough evidence, then we'll come back into that particular case there.
Alice, the Alpha Timbo issue, I'm not going to discuss that because I know all I passed. From the door, then go catch the rest. I was the first journalist when they call, when they catch that yesterday. Instead of go catch the rest, and we published the story. I was the first newspaper we published that story about the rice corruption. I know all the one they were involved. But because of one or two reasons, there are things that I decide because my life don't be on a serious threat in this country for the past 4 years. I don't go through the worst form of intimidation, my brother. This is the reason why I even decide not to go on air. I decide not to go on a TV of all this. Why I don't go out. There are other corruption cases and we are almost blow out where international community put me in this country because Then one go after me back for knock me down. There are things I will not say on air for now, but the right time will come where I will say most of them things there. Because after they tell you, I don't go through a lot. They don't attack me on so many occasions. They don't go to vandalize my vehicle. They go look for documents. When they make see documents there, they don't go to my house. They go attack me, I'm out, thief me bag, and all that documents there. There are things that they want to push my Google like. But so many things don't happen in this country where me and you know say it's not good for the people of this country and it's not good for the government. But the reason why people if you say the media not they play their role is because you get life, me get life. And there are times if you let for be quiet just because you want to enjoy your sanity and your family insanity. So as a result of certain things, then you can decide not to go on the air. You can let them because when you get a system where you begin to go after the system and the system, the first thing what they do, then they use the CID for intimidate you. Even when somebody involved in corruption, there is an issue where I will bring to you notice back. Somebody from the Ministry of Health be involved in big time corruption with the matter the ACC, where documents everything there. And this gentleman, they're going to try for cross-check, the audit report expose him. But because this man very close to the presidency, you understand, you try for cross-check from him. He said, no, we'll talk to you. And when you publish this thing with the document, he go through use the CID for intimidate you. And when the CID don't intimidate you, they say they go arrest you inside you. These are the current system how they face. So you they even make the journalists they afraid for come out. There are things that the journalists think you want to bring out, but as a result of the condition, the atmosphere where the journalists they, you know, we will bring them out. So now they come looking there out and they say, "How the journalists in this country, they don't buy them, they've been compromised." No, not all journalists they able buy. There are good journalists in Sierra Leone who at the end of the day able to enough for the truth. There are good journalists who are able to enough for the truth, and there are good journalists as well where they do investigation and bring out facts about issues. So many things don't happen. Ali, you want to tell you. If we talk about the 50 buses where government been buy, the amount of money where they face them buy them bus from China, Golden Dragon, and the actual amount and what they inflate. All these things we get document, we investigate them, we know how kickbacks go. But if you begin bring things like this out, they go after you. There was this issue of a minister of government where they got $240,000 my oath. Let me bring that thing out loud. When I'm going for this matter on CID. Because of that issue, they sacked 2 people on CID. That's why they give me information. So you see how the country they go? The issue of the president, whether they give them allowance there, whether they give them allowance. I was the journalist who raised them up. So they give the president 1.5 billion for go holiday na bond. And the Minister of Finance, by the way, Najee Safa, he confirmed on the radio when Kamaremba quotes me. And that issue again, in most people in the suspend our Accountant General's office, they feel saying that people in our Accountant General's office, they give you the information they need. No. There are times when you want to investigate as a journalist, you go through the hard and fast route. But now there are sensitive information. If you say they pull them out, the family will just forget about you. Because the atmosphere is not good for any journalist right now, for especially when the president wants to go for a second time.
Okay.
You understand?
So the question I will ask you, I will draw you back onto the rise issue of the anti-corruption in Alpha Timbo. Usa, you not the first person we actually then call where we go na the scene, see the res, come and publish and all of them things and they. So the time where anti-corruption come back and say we not get enough, so we withdraw the case first and we go come back to this particular thing. Not that we don't give up the case or we lost the case, but we withdraw first. How it come to you as a surprise?
It not surprise me because SEC over the years for more than take power. The SEC where me see being run by Ben Kefala. Not there for the interest of the population. This current SEC is there after the opposition people. You know the fight corruption inward. Just like how Maju when I've been the former US ambassador been talk. You and I know so many corruption cases that don't happen. What the SEC don't do. Now Lord bring instance. There is this issue of this chance in the matter in a court presently. I don't want to elaborate on now. Somebody when I former minister, where right now an ambassador was implicated in this issue. What did the government do? They ever sack him? They don't sack him. The man still occupy position and they go get testimony in a court. You understand? And if you do an investigation of such nature, me, I don't want just delve into the issue much because it's in a court.
Okay.
These are the reasons why I decide for TUC. Under the previous government, we see more of a robust fight against corruption than this current government. And one thing some people don't know, some of you will be very critical about the previous government than this government said. Some of the things they will say about the previous government is worse than what they say about this government. But to be candid, nobody will ever arrest me. Nobody will ever take me go to police. Nobody will ever take me go any side for criticizing the previous government. There were things I said which were worse than what I have said about this current government. There are things they only say about Aneskuma which are going to be worse. Some of my publications over the years during the APC, they were worse than what I have published during this current regime. But nobody will ever take me go police or take me go for say they hold me or for stifle me. You understand? But under this current dispensation, we don't see what's don't go on. But we decide to remain quiet because we want to enjoy sanity. That's all. You see? But on the other hand, if you talk of corruption, say this government fights corruption. This government is not fighting corruption. This government, they only pick on members of the opposition. When they feel say these people are people who they for target, so they forget rid of them. So they are not fighting corruption. Because if they fight corruption, well, the audit report is enough. Only bring out people who are involved in corruption. You got institutions that only will account for government funds. Institutions only will account for money that we come into government, how they manage their money then they. But still, these people are enjoying those offices. People like they touch them.
All right.
But they see all the things they go on.
Okay.
You see? So at the end of the day, if the newspaper write about the Sambagota of corruption, I think along that line, the newspaper don't they pick the defense.
All right. We don't get another person. We don't join me inside the program. His name is Thomas Pa Ali Babadik. We actually don't join me one time inside the program for let we discuss a lot of things. Then, Babadi, you there?
Yes, I know you, sir.
Okay, so welcome
Hello?
to the show. Welcome to the show. I don't know if now the Koreans make you late small.
Yeah, the Congress now one, and then of course they touch them around me, you know,
Okay, so,
make it a bit, I come in a bit late.
all right. Still,
Yeah.
I think
So,
thank you for joining me.
Okay.
We've been just talking about corruption, you know. Saliu, one of the journalists who first began blow corruption, in fact, against the chief minister, they also, and then they talk about the corruption, because this paper, when Salon Compass, actually talk about the atrocities of SLPP, they say the Sambagota of corruption, and they work about president. You know, you're not possible way money business, finance business, you know, that particular side, now you're area than they. You get the sabi, you know how to analyze things. Then, what do you think of corruption? They really don't try, because we see the MCC they talk about 100% pass, but Saliu they try for say waiting the MCC then they put and waiting they really reflect at the goal. Now totally and completely different something. What you make up of this particular paper and the story where they carry.
Yeah, thank you very much for allowing me to talk in the program. And then I don't want to say I don't listen to Saliu extensively, and which is exactly go to off records, in everything records, go to off head. Now, which thing happen practically at the ground. Saliu is ever explained so to we as a people, as a country. That's a stark, naked truth. Corruption in the public sector, in the civil service, is rife, and if it's not handled accordingly, the anti-corruption fight and inwards. Trust me, you'll lose a lot in this administration, more than the actual administration. Because the actual administration, they fought corruption from within. This is not a stark negative. They fought corruption within. If Saliu Angelo, the editor of the Times SL, and the proprietor of that newspaper, we are one of the most leading newspaper in the country, where if you go now in the next 2 or 3 hours, you go now post office, you can't get them because people are going for a newspaper. Because they come out with the truth on a daily basis. On a daily basis. That's very good staffing, editorial policy, very strong, very independent and impartial, speech on issues like he was. It was in the days of APC. So it is still continuing. What I want to say is this, that corruption don't hide in the public service and in the civil service. But the government not believe for faith and from within. They believe for look at outsiders and rope them in for justifying reasons here. Say they are not corrupt at all, and they ask for government that then corrupt, but they are very clean and decent. And of which it is not so. If you look the audit service reports yearly, when you look at them carefully and critically, give them a financial eye, a second face value, especially the accounting aspect, the cracking. When you look at the cracking, when you crack, quantify it, not in the management report. I'm talking about the financial report now. It's not the management report. The MR and I will often read, now this and that, then give opinion, qualify opinion, talk about general audit standards, the code, make reference to supreme audit institutions in the world. Yes, then the management report. I'm talking about the financial reports now. Who side the figures in there? When you see the figures, you give them an accounting eye or an arithmetic or mathematical eye. It's sorry for saying. That is it. You see them from within say there is in-depth corruption. So if to a point, that lady is it Lagatelopias. Now I'm for his medium again for say. Let them reinstate the lady. Lady did nothing wrong. According to
but people they argue, government officials they argue, say, Lang not been to do good work. Lang they take, things that will be not happen from 2015, 16, 17. Even before this government, he put inside audit report where they give bad in picture. It paints bad picture for this particular government. What do you make up of this?
Well, I don't know. Not painting. It's not painting. The problem is maybe it's the way how Migo look at them. They paint bad picture. Audit the count opinion. Opinion can be qualified or unqualified. Audit the count praise. Audit get three sides to it. You come the opening. You analyze, interpret, and explain to your clients where you work with. From there, when you don't establish that fact there and you don't establish the relationship with the client and they, you sit down with them now. Say, I want document A, B, C, D, E, F, etc. But most importantly, the most important document you ask for are your bank statement. If you don't give them, the audit service gets the power of the High Court for request or demand for any bank statement. Because they're going to do banking consolidation. They're going to look at debit transfers. They're going to look at credit transfers. They're going to look at the bank giro. They're going to look at the quantum of money where you use as per your budget line. What's in a budget also? A budget, according to ACCA, now a quantitative statement for a defined period. That is a budget. Simple. You get different types of budgets where you get accounting. You get master budgets, you get flexible budgets, you get functional budgets, you get cash budgets. Now, when you petty cash book, you must get them in any office. That's a small office. What's a petty cash book where you do your petty cash transactions there? You insert them to the petty cash deal. It does naturally of any other office. You don't need accounting for nothing in the basic thing in there. So the cash book, be it 2-column cash book or 3-column cash book, a petty cash book, a petty cash voucher, you get them, put them together. You reconcile those ones with the bank statement. Then you can come now with the audit opinion. You can query first. When you query, now the exit point that one day. Okay, you can look now. What's the challenge? Maybe standardized software. Secondly, maybe they get challenges with the fixed register. You can bring them into the reports. I said, these are the problems. Fix them by next year. Once we come in, we're not seeing that at all again. That is audit, sir. So for saying Lara was doing a very bad job. She was doing a very good job for the country and the government to identify discrepancies. Now, what if people say you don't do a bad job? When you become forensic in your approach, they're going to say investigative journalism, where they go into in-depth analysis and bring them out to the public. Like, for example, we get journalists in this country, we're present now, it brings out an issue of the chief minister. Then, a professor, they say some laws, missing. So it gives stop rest. From there, if they go in depth now, they arrest her. So that is forensic. In auditing, that is accounting, one aspect of accounting. In auditing, when you don't query everything, before you query, you don't do an in-depth analysis into what you're supposed to do. First of all, you look at receipt. You even query receipt. You get different type of receipts. You get a generic receipt and specific one. Generic one, I want to get even logo, you don't get address. These are generic receipts. You don't get phone number, you don't get email or whatever. You don't go to transaction at 10 million LEONE or 10,000 million. You don't even give me a specific receipt. So you give me a generic receipt where they don't cut GST and then you know commission. No, can't do that.
Okay.
I cannot be a minister and I travel out of Sierra Leone. I'm giving a DSA or Padim or whatever for a Tarabaka money day. Whose hotel is stay? Bring hotel receipt. We all don't travel outside, then inform me. When the fund will come back, will come with receipt. Justify train receipt, tram receipt, you hotel receipt, you boarding pass, all na part of the receipt when you liquidate. For the institution able for the account of what they spend by you.
So
picture,
you make just ask all too quick. In just short one no more, in like in one minute for let we talk about this. One of the biggest problem where people they speculate, especially myself where now the biggest problem inside the audit report we make lie get this issue. Now the issue of that audit where they audit the office of the president, especially when it gets to do with travel. Also then come up with some allegations, say for example, then get the president where go na Lebanon, he go count receipt, the receipt not authentic, you know, then check with the third party when at the hotel say no, this receipt not to we give this receipt, and in fact then people have to get debt na all of them things then because according to the affidavit where Lara swear na court for let them go interpret this particular thing where then can go for so. It talks say the IG by then so Vola been call him for go talk to him and not listen because not to that day it get for the Office of National Security then call him, State House then call him, the Accountant General call him, Finance, everybody been just the call him to meeting for let them go find way how them go take out a particular thing there. But he not do one because it serve the nation. So when you wanna make up of them particular thing there, a very sensitive allegation for the highest office in the land with regards the audit report, and the president. I'll take you first, Sally, just for 1 minute before we jump to the other thing.
Yeah. Thank you, Aliu. Thank you so very much, Aliu. It's good Thomas Babadi on the line, and Thomas Babadi is one of the civil society activists that they admire so much in this country, where they do very well, and in area of finances, they do very well in the area. Then, but I'll tell you something. The issue of the Auditor General, between me and me, now this government are then create unnecessary attention on this issue. The Auditor General during the reign of Ernest Bai Koroma, he been there, he worked the same time done, they never raised issue, and it was the same audit report where this woman been released. Now the SFPP where is them during opposition, and they be popularized, say the APC corrupt. So why you forget issue with the Auditor General just because it bring out the facts? Why you forget issue with that in the first place? It don't make any sense, my brother. You see, they just try for discredit themselves. They just try for discredit themselves. And to be candid between me and you, this issue against the audit.
Okay, we don't lost sound from you. We don't get you.
This government, you see, it debts this government to the extent that even the diplomatic community, the one where they fund, where they help the donor partners, they know say the government not transparent. Because a government is transparent, if the auditor, they come up with a report, you understand, then they bring a recommendation. The committee, Mr. Babadi talk. If you read the Auditor General's report, there is the summary where the auditor general takes you. There are multiple of opinion in writing an audit report. What in the right is an expert opinion. These are expert opinion. But if you believe, say, some of these things where they write is misleading and not true, bring you your facts. You know, bring you your facts, then they clear them. It happened under the previous government. When auditors reports them, they come out, when a certain institution, where they know say some of the reports where they come out against certain institution, not correct, the institution they bring their own fact with receipts. You understand? You see, and when you bring out the auditor office, and the corrector, but not to target the auditor general for let you try for humiliate them and pull on our office, you hold and pull on so. Then they all they tell you say this government's not transparent and open. And between me and you, you and I know what's happy. What the auditor general audits, money then will go to the office of the first lady when I from the consolidated revenue fund they come out. And by right, not to office that one the way with constitution they cater for. Sierra constitution, they not cover the office of first lady. But because of money that they go there, the auditor general then pick up some of them here. And the first lady by new words before this time, if you don't talk say, they receive money from government. If you don't talk them, and then in social media, this evidence, they all over the place. So if the audit reports can come out, it can show say money go to the first lady. You understand? And the government for account for her. Say to the extent that there was a BBC interview for that, and people within the government declined for grant interview to Omar Gufana. So you tell me, who side the auditor general go wrong? Who side go wrong? You see, when you President Julius Madabio, in first time when he come, that first 2-3 months when he take over, if he count some policies that we in the field say we don't get the best man.
So the question we have been basically the question we have been basically asked, now the issue of this the receipt where the audit report pick, they falsified receipt and all of things. This big time of corruption now the highest office. As a journalist, how you see and what do you mean for the country?
This is a try to expose the corruption where they take place. And this don't necessarily mean say now the presidents they involved. No. Not all the presidents can directly involve. These are people where they work in the office of the president and they can do them game here. But the same way they blame the president, if he thinks like this come out, you as president, you see him, this is not your time for you to take action.
No, but according to the audit report, the scope say anything we in do, not only president direct, but anything we do in consultation with the president. So how therefore take action against that?
Well, listen, Aliu. The president can still take action. Now, there are falsified receipts where if the audit report contacts the hotel then tell you say no, not to this receipt the issue. This is the president of the country. If you think like this happen, you know of it. No, in a someone meeting, he call ACC letter investigate everybody, try them for falsified receipts. The president's in travel one is guaranteed by the constitution. If you go and spend money, the constitution gives the right, it gives the power. There is nothing wrong if the president go out and they spend money on him. There is nothing wrong about it. It's guaranteed. It's protected by the constitution.
All right.
Last time, the constitution gives the right for that.
Babadi, what do you yourself make up of this particular sensitive area of the audit report where it gets big time problem now for the auditor general? This particular area of this report they talk about so in the scope.
You know, at times I can laugh. Big time problem. There is no auditor who forget big time problem. The government of the auditor, you also have a problem with the public and the government. No. Now part of a mandate for checkmate every other aspect, be it if they give money by government to a civil society organization like us, it is the prerogative of that particular audit service for can audit we 2010-11, sorry, anti-corruption checkmate health for all coalition. The time. Audit service began for say then go do the findings. But they identified series of discrepancies and lack of financial management and control measures. So they come out with the report. Anti-corruption come out with the report in 2011. They identify problems within health for all coalition and bring them out to the public, telling say they go step up their game.
And this basically
this was an opportunity.
They may divert fund like Charles Famu into a private account, right?
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes.
Thank you. No, that different one.
Okay.
That was 2014. I'm talking 2011 now.
Okay.
I remember. Now, in the office of the First Lady, quite recently, the audit service identified series of discrepancies And I tell him, persons not being qualified to be accountant or bookkeeper, we are found in the office of the First Lady. In fact, they have no knowledge of accounting. Secondly, they don't even take records of how much spent, how it was spent, receipt said for, nothing absolutely. So they bring them out in page 49 of that report. We see and they very clearly. So that was an advice to the office of First Lady for you to say you put now measures in place. So like get a bookkeeper or an accountant, if possible, with that come with Rwanda, we'll see a senior accountant. You supplement them from the civil service or the public service, or you put one, and go through the processes, and then it goes to Dundee. Or you could be using huge of money without a qualified accountant. You go oversee and advise. Now, finally, to the question, the Auditor General, what you do now, forensic auditing. You said you spent X amount of money in Lebanon, or you spent in London, wherever. You bought tickets. True. Which flight? It should be captured. Flight number, boarding pass. All these things are captured by the Auditor General. It's an audit. When forensic audit, you go in depth, detail. Secondly, you presented to them, how you call it, receipt that you went to Lebanon. True or false? True. The receipt has now specific receipt, which is fine. It's a contact number, it gets email, it gets address, it gets volume number, it gets PIN number, 001, 010, whatever. It was issued to them. The auditor said, well, fine, you don't do this. Then let me cross-check with the service provider in Lebanon. That is forensic. You can email them or you send them text through the. Then they say, no, we'll not get any entrant of somebody of this nature at this time. No, we'll not get at all. Or we get them, yes. So, okay, what was the cost paid? Can you just tell us? Then check at the volume pages, the counterpart, sorry. You look at them. If the money reflects not to NMC or the people in deny, so the auditor will capture into the report. It will cross-check from there. Before it capture into the report, it will revert first to the client. The auditor service has to now workman, then call for work. It will revert to the client. The client is a state. Say, look at what was given to me or handed over to me. This was not correct at all. So it puts them as a query. So now the accountant and the office of the president will work with parliament. Probably public accounts committee in parliament, that way held by the deputy speaker, taking this course now and engage and get an accountant at parliament. We'll work in tandem. That's how it happened at state house level with the actual government, and even it should continue with this government. The PSC in parliament, held by Secretary Thomas, the deputy speaker, they never work with the finance department, not the state house. Then they mandate over them. So they can cross-check, share ideas, share opinion, and pages. From there, you can correct in the ensuing years.
Okay.
But you cannot come and now start blaming the Auditor General. The Auditor General did the best of job, and she's one of the best ever.
All right.
For bring out and hiding skills very, very good. So that act to remove the Auditor General or suspend her was appalling, uncalled for. Done. It was illegal. Those who were lawyers will say it's illegal. And of course, what will happen now? ICASL, when are the body responsible for oversee by law, by statutory declaration and parliamentary legislation, ICASL, now the body was responsible for oversee chartered accountant, not accountant, be an auditor, a financial analyst, or whatever, or CFA holder, CPA holder, CIMA holder. Now ICASL is responsible for audit you. They're like the bar station. They monitor every other lawyer. Yeah, and they can advise them. They can get AGM, they can get everything. ICASL, they get AGM, they get all sorts of things. They invite all auditors across the country. Once you are in or out, you are invited. You get table and then you pay you fee. Now, what does that mean? ICASL is now saying They don't recognize this individual who is there as an auditor general. He will never be invited into any of the functions. If you're appointing a lawyer to serve in your government, be it APC or SVP, you've appointed him. The back is saying that they do not recognize him.
Go on and say, if they're not able to come out clean and explain what the Auditor General do, they're not go ever, none of them members not go ever take that position there.
Bam. That is it. So that is a problem now. Dereliction of duty. Dereliction of duty. It's a challenge now. So the advice is reinstate back Lagatelopias.
Thank you.
They go back to your job. Now the audit, what they gone, the audit now, they audit themselves.
All right.
And
so,
not
if we reach to that point,
that
we're not getting enough time
audit
again.
is not clean.
Ali, you make a bot case.
Yeah, okay.
Make a bot case what Babadi just talk. Not just bot case what Babadi just talk in relation to the Auditor General. Now, if you listen 98.1 this morning, the current Auditor General, when Abdul Aziz Kamara or something like Abdul Aziz, I don't know if I get the surname right. You know what he said? Now in the interview, some of the same issues where liar been the pick up, where been the brace, now himself don't begin raise at the interview. Some of the same issues there, where liar the raise with MDAs, Ministry Department and agency. By an interview this morning at 98, and almost the same thing. So why you been pull liar? Just because he refused for say no, me I do justice to the people of this country. I not go deduct this or pull this. Just because he not do one. But this same liar been on do the same work under the previous government. And you will been the opposition. Now this same liar wanna celebrate. Them, say the previous government come on power. Now when una come, una say una not to APC will be they allow Auditor General or right exposure team. Una fi say una puller, then they no go get something for right. Even when they pull Lara, when they even fed for doctor the report, still there are so many areas to the indict government. So me the best one me the feel say President Bio, the best thing President Bio for them allow the Auditor General for the office and allow things to go on. But that should they do. I say the democratic president. But you know they go, you try to fight with everybody. That's not the way to run a state.
But
so the way that they for run
this same president where in 3 years when he been to do in public tour where he gonna be into money, he say if anybody not support him, yeah, or not vote for him, yeah, it will likely become an order. So, and if that be the case, it'll get you off the way. So, this might be one of the justification for Lara in Komo and Adolf. Now the office, you don't think so?
No, but Aliu, by Lara doing our work as an Auditor General, does not mean he not supports President Bill.
No,
maybe you can't tell.
Maybe
at the time of the election.
Now it expose the things them way this particular government wants to expose.
Ali, wait. Maybe you can't tell. Maybe at the time of 2018 election, maybe Lion and Fontaine President Bill vote for. You can't tell. But on the other hand, you don't go bend somebody and to the extent that at the detriment of the nation.
Yes.
You see, we all know say, okay, the SLP will accuse the APC of high level of corruption. But the APC, even when they've been corrupt, even the APC when they've been corrupt, they don't ever attempt say or go after the Auditor General. Even when they've been corrupt too, even when the Auditor General been released report about the corruption activities of the previous government. There was never a time where the APC government or Ernest Bai Koroma as president decide to take any decision for Pulara. You know, that never happened. So the decision for Pulara it exposed the government.
Okay,
so many things.
Now, because this issue of corruption in the country, like when this paper talk, I think say the paper in headline is timely and it make a lot of sense. But because now it's very, very big thing again. Atrocities of the SLPP. You know, Sambagota of corruption and the work about it's very big. If not thing that they want for talk, when they talk about it the whole of the day. But that thief when I come out from that issue, they like bringing that to something very thing.
Yeah, please. Yeah, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, but let's just correct something, sir. If the SPP is thinking or APC was thinking that when you bring in, say, a Limba man or APC administration, it go cover things them for APC. As an accountant, me being an accountant, I know they cover at all. You know why? Now the profession. And if I attempt for any paper in ACC, I've been in for cover opportunity. Then they remove my certificate. I mean, like that. If they call them back, then he attempts for cover up. What's in the news right now? ACC, if you come in England, then they remove certificate. Secondly, there is a word, a cliche, a phraseology where chartered accountants or auditors all over the world they use. And they will tell you, very frank, if you want to know the truth, follow the money. That is what Lara was doing. If you want to know the truth, follow the money. Simple. But if you don't follow the money, truth will not come at all.
Okay.
Secondly, what Lara was doing was forensic auditing. So I have advice. And then again, this story with a laugh over is very, very serious. That's Sambagota of whatever bar and Wakabot. Whenever the leadership of the country they travel out in a cargo LEONE, he takes along US dollar. Do we replace them back? We need more dollar in the reserves so that we cushion, we reduce the way how the dollar, the dwarf will be used. That is it. So you can Museveni and this guy in Rwanda, they hardly travel except for world function, even at UN level. They don't go at all. Because they know when they leave their country, it's huge chunk of money coming out of the reserves. $50,000, $70,000, $100,000. You have to take it. He's the president. He takes first class, not business class. He has his scope, his ADC, etc., etc. All of them goes with him. His wife for here, his wife, kids, and everything. Press secretary, they have to report back. So it's a huge chunk of money coming out of the CIF. So can we advise leadership to reduce traveling? Traveling cost is expensive for any president in the world. Even the president in Togo, in a small country, when they move out of the country for going to UN, you know what I mean? They carry in scope, they carry in AT, they carry in show, they carry in maybe in wife, picking them, they carry in press secretary, they carry all the people and go. Maybe a minister to do them. So we got to advise leadership, stop too much of traveling. You go sink the economy. The bill increase from 3.2% in 2018, in 2018 we get 7%. What is the wage bill now? We don't expand the cabinet. These are all buffers to the economy. In the way the economy, it hits the economy seriously. It is not easy at all. But when you say these things, people think the other way. You expand cabinet. Rwanda, a very country, prosperous, successful, they even get investment in now Europe. Then invest in Arsenal. But watch Rwanda in the cabinet. The king of England, the world's shortest manifesto. What did he say? My lordship, I will improve the economy of England, of UK and I. It's our economy. Dollar is up. Price of goods and services don't plummet. The economy don't go down. The GDP growth, 3.4%. Now it's 2.5%. So where are we going? So what do you do? Reduce the size of cabinets. Reduce the salaries of these ministers. All like it is now in Ghana. Ghana don't do them. Ghana don't reduce 30% from all appointees, ministers, deputy ministers, ambassadors, what have you, commissioners, deputy commissioners, all man. Even president's salary reduced by 30%. Even they plan now for go by December, so 50%. That is austerity. So you improve, you cushion the effect. When you get enough money in the economy, enough gold reserves, my brother, you can't enjoy. But every day in Sierra Leone, you go to the markets. When you go today, tomorrow, and other things they meet. Not all the people are responsible. It is up there. So these are advice we will go give to people and let them understand. Say, what do we know what is suffer? Even those in the market, that might mean a Kangama, that might mean a Tomaboom, that might mean a Tonkolimba, they are all suffering the same.
Okay. All right.
We yourself now so let us reduce spending, public sector
Like I
spending.
say, I think what we go try for do. I think the team una two get for try for get to na the main program we had when a net. For now we talk about this because this is very serious. We're not going for talk about everything, So we will spend one time where we'll get to know three game na the net program when one of the main program in that day. For now we talk about issues them. We get the big audience for now because then kind of discussion that I finally get a lot of people where really they watch one at a time for let them get the message. But I'll take a quick one to another issue where where basically will be the last issue where we could talk about inside the program today. Basically, this one comes from the AZ newspaper. Where say APC demands independent audit of voter registration. So now we'll talk about this thing. What's on make up of the voter registration and the call of the opposition leader? Okay. Sally,
Well,
will take the first bite.
I think so.
Okay,
hello?
go ahead, Babadi.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, Babadi.
Hello?
You get me?
Hello?
You get me, please?
Hello? I get you, Ali.
Yes, okay, you go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Now, I think the call for an investigation into this registration, it makes sense. Before this time, the Electoral Commission said, they tell the people of this country, see, they don't invest about $10 million on equipment, and that whatever I get for capture data, they will ensure see everything will be accurate. So we surprised again from the final list of them pull out. Then try to tell you say people are trying to register twice, people are register on the age, and if you don't tell you say we don't put all those mechanisms in place. We are in somebody come for register, or see it's possible you don't register once. The computer they pick them up and they delete them. And here you see so many anomalies and discrepancies during this registration process. So many people who are disenfranchised within Freetown, within the North, and some other area in the country. We do not allow them for you to register. And according to the law, they even tell you, say, if you were 18 years before the election, you get right for register. But in denying their own, the right for them to be registered. And as a result of this, now they don't put out a report saying that these are the results for Western area, that these are the results for Sokolili, and these are the results for the South, and these are the results for the East. You understand? So the opposition out of CIC, they don't put the figures. They say because they take so many times for letting see what's going on. So let's just say make no figures. So it's important for them to come out clear as to how they will capture some of the figures they are willing to tell me about. And I tell you now, the situation on the ground, people are worried. This is the current public discussion going all over the place. People they say a desperate ploy by government for the election. Otherwise, they don't agree. And this is very serious. In fact, even the opposition MPs, people don't begin to charge them, say that they set more, they keep quiet. So if you see me, the opposition MPs, you take office.
Okay, Sally, we get issue.
They get some.
Sally, we get to
because people say they want to get to the bottom of this, and the opposition party themselves. The line they crack.
Yes, they crack. You get me now?
The line they crack.
Yes, so yeah, they crack.
Wow. And they get me, they get loud and clear.
All right, go ahead. Your voice done better. Go ahead.
And they get you loud and clear. Yeah. Well, I say in relation to this issue, I say now a genuine concern the opposition then they raise. The Electoral Commission, they have to come out clean on this figures. And they have to come out clean on the data the way they capture. They have to come out clean on the process, how they go about to get all the figures they have, how they go about or say this person they can't register twice. They have to come out clean because People not believe in electoral system again. People not believe in the system because one or two things don't happen under this current
Sally, you make a very
administration.
important
Where
submission where
people
the people
don't
deserve
get
or it gets you clear. But you
confidence
line
in them.
really,
I want
really.
you to forget there was an election
You line the break. So waiting I
in
go advice. I'm
the
going
whole
quick.
election, the 3 times.
Sally,
Where
you get me?
this election, a whole minister.
Sally, you get me?
Yes.
Yeah, it don't bad off. So waiting I go do just hold on quick.
Yeah, they get me to get loud and clear.
Yes, so leave the meeting and come back inside. Just leave and come back. Leave and come back. Let's take Babadi. Babadi, let me go on quick. The issue of this, demand where the opposition they make for the voter register for let the audit them. What do you make up of them? Sally, you leave and ham. What do you make up of them? Oh, I think now the line really don't bad.
Idea. Now, laudable initiative, and I very it in the interest of all Sierra Leoneans. It in the interest of SLPP.
Yeah, go ahead.
My God.
Go ahead, will it get you clear now? Well, it's Alex say the line really don't bad. No, I think the line don't bad off. The line don't really bad off. So, what thing I think we can do?
In the interest of all political parties and in the interest of all Sierra Leoneans.
Okay.
The line still bad?
Yeah, it's okay.
It in the interest of everybody. It in the interest. Oh, good. Look.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh my God! But me, they get you loud and clear.
Yes, the line.
And they get you loud and clear.
Yes, now the internet. Go ahead.
They get me now.
Okay, so the thing now about the internet, from my own side, the internet look okay, you get me loud and clear. But from your own side, the internet not okay, so I know they get you at all. So I want for big because the network don't really bad off from that part. The line don't really bad off from that part there. So we want for big and for that particular issue the way we guessed and the get with regards the line. Yeah, the line for we are don't really bad off. I don't know why. But me get them with the arm serious and sensitive issues them, but the line don't bad off, they're all too interestingly. So it means say not to just one person, they're all two line don't bad off. But we get a very strong signal from my own part. So oh weird. I don't know really what's in there happen. I don't really know what's in there happen. I don't know if we can make one more attempt for let me see if they can come inside. Just one more attempt if they're actually there. Let's just see. One more attempt. Let's just see. One more attempt if they're there. Let's just make one more attempt. At least let we wrap up the program. This is not for just wrap up the program. Because myself look like say I want to go eat Koreans now. Just one more. Okay, the line don't really bad off because even on WhatsApp self will not get them. I wonder what thing they happen. WhatsApp self will not get then. So we're not even getting on WhatsApp. So something really don't go on. We're really bad off from the own side. We make the internet go down. The internet don't really go down. Whilst we're internet. They get me clear, right? When they get me clear, let's just be sure. Say me line self okay. Please just yes if they get me clear. Let know if that me line or not the line. When they get me clear. Please just tell me if you get me clear. Let I know side the problem there. This now cool rest on YouTube and on Facebook now we are. Please, you really watch me right now. Just type for yes if you get me clear or no. We know they get you clear. Yes, so not on my own problem. Thank you very much, Zainal. Thank you, Muhammad. Thank you guys. Thank you, Usman. Thank you, and all. Well, until myself don't get to now, me all line clear, but me two guests there, interestingly, they all two line bad off the same time, and then they don't go off the platform, and they're not in at the same location. You know, then just find themselves inside the same country. The all two line don't go off together. So one for apologize, and because of that, they will do the cutting of the program today from this particular point, and tell them plenty thank you for when they join me inside the show. Thank you to yourself we watch we inside the program. Yeah, thank you very much. If you're not subscribed yet, please now for subscribe. Thank you guys for one I don't give me clarification. If you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel and then make sure to turn on the notification bell. Until we meet again, it's another beautiful edition of the program. We had Nanette. Okay, I see. Let's just see. Okay, Baba, you don't come inside. Sally, you don't come inside. Sally, you get me?
Yeah, they get you now.
Okay, I don't know why on all two lines go off at the same time. Bad one. Anyway, you be the time for conclude. I'll be just one for conclude. Since we not be don't go. But let me just get that last part there. You be the talk for make a submission on the demand.
I say the initiative is a laudable one by the opposition parties.
Okay.
I say because these are the concern of the people. Me line clear now?
Clear, very clear.
Yeah. I say these are the concern of the people. I say NEC owe the people an explanation. I say because before this time, NEC under this current dispensation, the people will not get trust in NEC as a result of one or two issues that we've been not happy. One get for do with that election at Tom Kolimba, another election we be happy back na Koinadugu, where National Election Watch exposed NEC in so many corruption malpractice system during the election. And the election will happen back na Godrich. So as a result of all this, people will not get trust in the management of NEC for handling this election professionally and independently. So the more reason why it is incumbent upon NEC for explain to the public how they come about all them figures there. You get me?
Yes, please. So now then they can't do anything called the exhibition. If you did figures this particular registration and the results, you know, how you feel say the exhibition will go on? Because plenty people feel like, for example, we still sign and say underage. Kenema of all, now just 12 underage then gets or so, 66. Then in the North McKinney, they get the highest number of underage. So some people they feel say they even they play with the things them. Even with the suppression of voter of registrants them na the western urban and rural, but we still see say like urban and rural top the registration.
Yes. Even when they suppress them. But let me tell you something. Now make I tell you, say, people not get trust in NEC. Just like how people not get trust on the figures released by Statistics Sierra Leone. So the same thing applies to that of NEC. Statistics Sierra Leone, the own census so they release. People question them. And now the election reports, the election body when a NEC, then you report to them pull out on the registration. People don't question them back. So you see how the things they go on. And Ali, between me and you and I see the challenges that this government don't go through for let people go out and register, even within their own stronghold. It comes to a point in time, I've never seen that in this country since I was born. For let the president sit on a state house, inside an office, they talk per Monday, so people and for let them register, say, don't come back up. I never see that happen. Only under this current dispensation.
And we see even take 1 week off in busy schedule for go and campaign for the people and vote. And
yes, exactly. And as I tell you, even when people then give them 3 corporates and 10,000 at the southeast, people refuse for the register. They say they're not sending easy for register for. So all this don't create serious concern. How comes they put them figures there? How comes NEC get this kind of figure? How the figure come about? I think NEC owe the people of this country an explanation. They owe the people of this country and they need to explain to how they come about their figures there. Right. So we wait for the exhibition. Because the exhibition itself can be another issue. Maybe sometimes Ali yourself if you can't register, sometimes where you go, sometimes you name no for see back. Sometimes you name back for see. So you don't see these are all for me serious issues them back. So you see, So and people really they raise questions on the operation of NEC. And between me and you, government spend huge amounts of money on NEC for this election. You see where the Africanist players be the right for the procurement of equipment there, where NEC instead they don't get good equipment, and the equipment so they get in the capture correct data, you know, for problem not get for day, but we end up forget serious problem. We end up forget so many challenges. Even some of the registration centers, when you go to those centers, they find it difficult for even register people. Some of the people where they even put for do registration, they were not well trained for handling the equipment there. So that may give the cause where you see the team every day delay. So these were all challenges faced during the registration. And so many people we are disenfranchised. They don't allow them to register. Within Western area, women know. So many people will not be allowed them to let them register. Because they'll not be able to register. When you go, they will tell you, say, this card you get, or this paper you get, in no valid. This one you get, they not see. You understand? So many issues then come up. And even to picking them way for become 18 years ahead of the election, they refuse them for letting them register them. Now Western area, women know. And NEC will say, if the picking get supporting evidence for sure, say, in the 18 years next year, they will register. But irrespective of all this, picking and take them be arrest. Whether be arrest, you age and you date of birth, they're not be registered. They refuse to register it. So you see, and these are all concerns where people on the raise as a result of how NEC handle this registration process. So if they bring figures back and then they talk, say, and then figures that how they bring, there were underage, there were multiple registration. So people demand to know. People demand to know. Because the underage, they won't have been seated, they won't have been return there. Most of the one they won't say now underage, you won't deny them for being registered. So how much when come out or get back underage, won't have been denied them for being registered. How comes when I come back and tell we say there were multiple registration, where when I been tell we say the system, as you don't register once, you know they allow you to register twice. So how comes people register twice? Because if somebody don't register once, you go for register back for another time, it's an offense, like a criminal offense, before all the person.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
So how comes when I tell you back, but yes, for double registration, when at the end of the day you are unable to handle all of those areas. You see, so NEC all the people explanation.
And serious one for that matter. Anyway, thank you very much. We appreciate you. Valuable time we don't use inside the program this morning. Thank you very much, even with the kind challenge where the internet gets, but it's still try for make them up. Yeah. We will try for arrange a program for you and Babade, especially on this audit thing and the corruption in the country. For us to talk about an net, also we get a big amount of audience. We actually they watch the program every other time, you know. So we'll get for make sure to publicize them seriously for let we talk about them today. Thank you very much. God bless you, my brother. Get yourself a wonderful day.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yes, we self appreciate you so much. Okay, in name na Salio Tijan Jallo, they can call him Salty. We join me inside the program today, and he na the publisher for Times newspaper. We actually in a newspaper we get a lot of things them way then they put up every time. So you get for the go and grab your own copy of the Times newspaper. Well, until we meet again, it's another beautiful edition of your program. We are. My name na Sembe Pierre, the freedom fighter. They say God bless we country Sierra Leone where we can call we are, and God bless we all. Another morning again inside we had. Plenty things then they happen. I wonder how sneeze again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wahala now we had, I just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for eat in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they like, especially when they cook the soup or plasas where they like pass all. So now that make we bring to you this program where we call Colores, as we dey look at different story them na the front page and inside the newspaper. So not forget to join we 8 a.m. salon time from Monday to Friday, both Facebook and YouTube. Usai we go bring to una different guests them where they can help for talk about the newspaper. We are channel